What is resilience and how can you get more of it? Let's look at it in different contexts. Financial resilience. If you're financially resilient, then you can handle unexpected expenses when they come up. You have the reserves and the means to recover faster. What about physical resilience? How much stress and strain can your body take before you start breaking down? And if something happens and you get injured, how quickly can you heal and recover from that? What about resilience in relationships? Are you able to handle the stress and strain that comes from arguments or disagreements? Are you able to work through those and recover your relationship quickly? Are you starting to see the pattern here? Resilience comes down to really two things. How much buffer do you have? How much can you absorb before it negatively impacts you? And how fast can you recover? How fast can you build back the buffer after a stressful event? So, how do you grow resilience? First, you have to identify what constitutes buffer in that area. And then you have to identify what helps you recover in that area. So now let's talk about emotional resilience. Let's see if any of this sounds familiar. You experience a stressful situation at work and you go home and you ruminate on it. And then the next day you wake up stressed, you go to work, you still feel stressed. You repeat that day in and day out for weeks and months at a time, and that daily stress turns into a mood of being downcast, a belief that work just isn't doing it for you right now. So, does a man in this situation even have buffer? I would say no, because every day he wakes up already in pain, already in stress. There is nothing shielding him from that anymore. Is a man in this situation recovering well? No, because he has allowed daily stresses to build up into a perpetual mood. He has not found a way to recover joy and excitement in his life anymore. It's gone. So, what does the alternative look like? What does emotional buffer look like? Let's rewind the clock and look at the same man with a different attitude. A stressful situation happens at work. A problem comes up that he wasn't expecting. What does he do? Well, what if he learned some breathing techniques to calm his physiology down? He goes for a quick walk, does a couple of stretches, takes some breaths, comes back to it, and he looks at the problem as an interesting challenge to solve. He doesn't just call every negative emotion in his body stress. He'll tune into his body and feel where the emotion is being bottled up, and he'll do some movements to help release that tension. And then he'll identify what specific emotion he's feeling. What does that mean? Let's say in this particular instance, he's feeling unsupported. Properly identifying that emotion informs him that he needs to go talk to a specific colleague about the problem. But before he does that, he thinks through what state does he want to be in when he goes to talk with that colleague. Does he want to go in agitated and short-tempered, or does he want to go in cordial, kind, and patient? He gets his mind and body right and then goes and has a level-headed conversation with his colleague to address the actual problem that happened. Then at the end of the workday, before going home, he'll take a few more breaths to release tension that happened during the workday. He'll come up with his plan of what he's going to do the next day. He'll think of three things that he's grateful for, and he'll decide what state does he want to be in when he walks in the door to be with his family. Does he want to be excited to see them? Does he want to be eager to hear about their day? How does he want to greet his wife? And at the end of the day, when he's ready to go to bed, he'll write down three more things that he's grateful for. He'll lay down, do a quick body scan. He'll release all the tension in his body, and he'll visualize the energy and the mood that he wants to have the next morning. And then the next day, he wakes up optimistic and excited to face the challenges of the day. Being aware of and in touch with your emotions is not some sissy, femmy, soft, weak thing. It's the key to gaining clarity in how to act and navigate life with confidence, and how to steer your own ship and not let other people or circumstances dictate your actions. All emotional buffer is increasing the gap between when a situation happens or when somebody else does something and when you react to it. No buffer, and you are reacting to everything. Everything else is dictating your behavior. The more emotional buffer you have, the more in control and intentional you can be with your life, with your thoughts and your actions, your decisions, regardless of what other people or circumstances are doing.